Everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to study trigonometry part 3. Trigonometry part 3. So let's start without wasting our time. Today we are going to study quadrant theory. What we are going to study? Quadrant theory. So let's discuss. Do you have seen the graph paper? You will find that this one is the first quadrant, this one is second quadrant, and this one is third quadrant, this one is fourth quadrant. Yeah, this one is positive one, this one is positive one, this one is negative one, and this one is negative one. Okay, so this one is x axis, this one is x dash axis, this one is y axis, and this one is y dash axis. Okay, do you understood all this? Okay, so let's jump from here. So let's take this one 0 degree, this one 90 degree, this one 180 degree, and this one is 270 degree. Okay, this one is plus, this one is plus, this one is minus, and this one is minus. In here all values are positive. All values are positive here. What are those? Those sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, cosecant theta, and cot theta. All the values will be positive here. All the ratios, you can say this, all the ratios will be positive here. Here in the second quadrant, only sine and cosecant theta will be positive. Other values are negative. Here tan theta and cot theta will be positive, and all other values are negative. Here secant theta and cos theta will be positive, and other all values are negative. So why this happen? Why all this happen? Let's check. But first, remember trick of those. Trick will be here. A means all positive, S means sine and its inverse will be positive, T tan and cot positive, and C cos and is inverse positive. So ASTC, all student take coffee. Okay, all student take coffee, but remember the last one is cos theta. Okay, it is not cosecant theta, it is cos theta. Okay, so let's understand why this happened. So here is 0 degree, here is 90 degree, here is 180 degree, here is 270 degree. Okay, what is this? This one is positive, this one is positive, this one is negative, this one is negative. If I draw a right angle triangle here, you know that this is a 90 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and this one also a 90 degree. So if you add plus positive value and positive value, the hypotenuse will also be positive. Okay, so if I use sine theta, then you have heard that perpendicular upon hypotenuse. If perpendicular is positive, hypotenuse is positive, then the result will be positive. The result will be positive here. Okay, if I use cos theta here, cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Base is positive and hypotenuse is positive, the result will be positive. If I use tan theta here, tan theta is perpendicular upon base, perpendicular positive, base positive, the answer will be positive. Okay, so do you understand from the first quadrant? Let's jump to the second quadrant. Second quadrant is, this one is positive, sorry, this one is positive and this one is negative. So what will be the resultant? Positive into negative, positive. Okay, the resultant will be positive. So if I use in the second quadrant sin theta, use sin theta. Sin theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular is positive, hypotenuse is positive, then resultant will be positive. If I use tan theta here, tan theta will be perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular is positive but base is negative. So the answer will be negative. Cos theta, if I use cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. Base is negative but hypotenuse is positive, so the resultant will be negative. If I use cosec theta here, hypotenuse upon perpendicular, hypotenuse positive, perpendicular positive, resultant will be positive. So do you understand the second quadrant? Okay, let's jump to the third quadrant. Let's jump to the third quadrant. What is third quadrant? Third quadrant is, if I draw a right angle here, then use tan theta. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Okay, the resultant will be positive here, minus minus plus. If I use negative here, okay, perpendicular negative, base negative, resultant will be positive. I use cot theta, base upon perpendicular, that is negative here and negative here, that is positive. If I use sin theta here, sin theta will be perpendicular, that is negative, hypotenuse thus is positive, so the resultant will be negative. That's why tan and cot theta is positive here. In the same way for the fourth quadrant. Okay, let's study the change. What is change going to be happen? This is 0 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 180 degree, this is 270 degree, and this is 360 degree. Remember that change, how the change is happened. Change if 90 plus or minus theta, if you found, or if you found 270 plus or minus theta, the values will be changed. Okay, if you found 180 degree plus or minus theta, then, or 360 degree plus or minus theta, then no change. So what is the change? If you found 90 degree plus theta or minus theta, if you found 270 degree plus theta or minus theta, the value will be changed as sin theta is changed to, sin theta will be changed to cos theta. Okay, cot theta will be changed to tan theta, and cosec theta will be changed to sec theta. Cosec theta will be changed to sec theta. Let's study once again. If you found that 90 plus or minus theta, or if you found 270 degree plus or minus theta, your value should be changed into sine. If you see sine 90 plus theta or minus theta, the value will be changed to sine to cos theta. Okay, if you see tan 90 minus theta, then the tan values change to cot values. Okay, if you see cosec 90 minus theta or plus theta, or you see 270 degree plus theta or minus theta, cosec values changes to sec values. Okay, but for 180 degree plus or minus theta, or 360 degree plus or minus theta, no change here. Okay, no change here. So let's solve some of these questions. For example, that if I write what is sine 90 degree minus theta, so you have to see this one 90 is there change? So yes, change will be placed here. So sine 90 degree minus theta, sine, what will be changed into sine? Sine will be changed into cos. Okay, 90 degree minus theta, it means which quadrant does it lies? It lies in the first quadrant. So first quadrant all will be positive. So cos theta, so plus cos theta will be your answer. Okay, if I says cos 90 minus theta, so what will be your resultant? My resultant is, if I see this one is lies in the first quadrant, and 90 minus theta will be changed, so cos will be changed into sine, whether it is positive or negative. In the first quadrant all is positive, so positive will be placed here, plus sine theta. Okay, plus sine theta. Let's some more examples. If I place sine 270 degree minus theta, then what will be your answer? In which quadrant does it lies? Third quadrant. Third quadrant only tan and cot positive. Tan and cot positive. So sine will be surely negative. Does the value change? Does the value change? Yes. 270 the value changed into sine, changed into cos. So minus cos theta. Okay. So minus cot theta is the right answer. If you place cos 180 degree minus theta, so what will be your answer? First of all, find which quadrant does it lies. It lies in the second quadrant. Second quadrant, sine and its inverse cosecant is positive, but this one is cos, so cos will be positive or negative? Negative, of course negative. But for 180 degree the values changed or not? No value change, so minus cos theta. So what should you have to do? You have to do first of all quadrant. In which quadrant does it lies? See the change value, 270 degree or 90 degree. 270 degree, 90 degree will be changed. Okay, if 180 degree and 360 degree will be placed, no change. use the positive or negative sign found out, and your result will be founded. You have to follow these. Example if I take secant theta, if I use sec sine 180 degree plus theta, what will be your answer? 180 degree plus theta, in which quadrant does it lies? It lies in the third quadrant, because 180 degree is here and plus means up to 181, 182, 183, 184, so it lies in the third quadrant. Okay, this one lies in the third quadrant. What would you find in third quadrant? Sign is positive or negative? It is negative, because in third quadrant only tan and its invert cot theta is positive. So this one is sine, so minus is used. 180 degree change or not? No change, so sine theta minus sine theta. Is it okay? If I place sine 360 degree minus theta, 360 degree minus theta, so what would be your answer? I found this 360 degree minus theta lies in the fourth quadrant. Cosec and sec theta will be positive, but this is sine theta. Sorry, no cosec here. Cos and its inverse, cos theta and its inverse sec theta will be positive. So here sine. First of all, the values is positive or negative. I found that this value is negative, because sine theta in the first quadrant only positive, and the fourth quadrant cos and sec will be positive. Okay, cos and sec will be positive, so minus sign is used here. 360 degree is not changed, so sine theta, so minus sine theta is founded. Okay, if I use sine 0 degree minus theta, what would you do? 0 or 360 is the same. So I am writing this as sine minus theta is equal to minus sine theta. Remember these resultants. Okay, cos minus theta is equal to cos theta. Tan minus theta is equal to minus tan theta. And cot minus theta is equal to minus cot theta. Sec minus theta is equal to minus sec theta, but here will be plus. Okay, here also will be plus. And cosecant theta, cosecant minus theta is equal to minus cosecant theta. So why these both values are positive? Why only these two values will be positive? Why this happened? Let's find out. If you find these as, let's take the right angle triangle placed in a graph in a quadrant wise. Okay, quadrant wise. This is x quadrant, this is x quadrant, this is y quadrant, this is x dash, and this is y dash. Okay, you know that this is 0 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 180 degree, this is 270 degree. This one also known as 360 degree as well as 0 degree. If I use sine 360 degree minus theta. 360 degree minus theta, it means it lies in the fourth quadrant. Okay, it means it lies the fourth quadrant. Or if I write sine 0 minus theta, this will also lies in the fourth quadrant. If I write excluding these values, if I say that sine minus theta, then it will be minus sine theta, because in the fourth quadrant only secant theta and its inverse cos theta will be positive. Okay, let's clear it once again. 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, and this is 360 degree. If I say that sine 0 degree minus theta, 0 degree, here is 0 degree and minus theta means in this quadrant lies, which lies in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, what will be positive? In fourth quadrant you find that cos theta and secant theta is positive, other values are negative. So you also know that in 0 degree, 360 degree and 180 degree, the values will not change. Values will be not change. Okay, so I put minus sine theta, because sine will be negative in the fourth quadrant. In the same way, if I write like this, sine minus theta, excluding the 0, sine minus theta, then you will find that minus sine theta. So here both the values cos theta and sec theta will be positive in the fourth quadrant. So for sec minus theta, it will be plus sec theta. Okay, and cos minus theta, it will be minus plus cos theta. Okay, remember this. So let's solve an examples. For example, that tan 150 degree, tan 150 degree, how will you find? I write it as tan. First of all, find how to write it. You have to break the values. I write as 90 plus 60 degree, 90 degree plus 60 degree. Okay, so you find this as 90 degree. In 90 degree the values will be changed. So 90 degree plus theta, it means which quadrant does it lies? This is 90 degree and lies in the second quadrant. In second quadrant, which is positive? Sine and its inverse cosecant is positive. Okay, but this is what? This is tan. So the value is changed. First of all 90 degrees, so change into cot theta. Then check which quadrant it lies. It lies in the second quadrant. Second quadrant means sine and cosec only positive, but this is tan, so I write as minus here. And theta, what is theta? Theta, this one is the theta. Theta is 60 degree. So minus cot 60 degree. What is minus cot 60 degree? So minus cot 60 degree is 1 upon root 3. Minus 1 upon root 3. Did you understand? No, not clear. Let's solve an example. Sine 120 degree. Do procedure wise. Okay, I write it as sine 90 degree plus 30 degree. Okay, first of all I find this as 90 degree. The value change or not? Yes, change will be takes place. Which quadrant does it lies? Second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive or negative? Positive is sine and its inverse cosecant theta will be positive. other values are negative. What is this? This is sine theta. So first of all change into cos theta. Okay, cos theta. What is theta here? Theta will be 30 degree. And observe the sign. Which sign will be placed? Because this sign lies in the second quadrant, and second quadrant it will be positive. So cos 30 degree. Cos 30 degree plus cos 30 degree means root 3 upon 2. Do you understand? No. Let's solve another example. If I says that, let's take the same example by writing another ways. First of all, I have solved 150 degree. I have solved the 150 degree. 150 degree. I can write like this: 180 degree minus 30 degree. This will also be right if I write tan 90 degree plus 60 degree. This will also right. Both the way will be same. The answer will be correct. If I found that 180 degree means no change. No change. Okay. Then find which quadrant does it lies. Which quadrant? 180 degree minus theta. 180 degree minus theta. It lies in the second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive or negative? Sine and cosecant. So here is no sine, no cosecant. So minus will be placed here. 180 degree no change. It means tan will be placed here. What is theta? Theta is 30 degree. So minus tan theta is equal to 1 upon root 3 and minus 1 upon root 3. If I solve this way, you will find that 90 degree change. Oh, so I will be change the values cot. Tan is converted into cot. Find which of the quadrant it lies. Which of the quadrant it lies? It lies in the second quadrant. Second quadrant means sine and cosecant is positive. So tan is negative. So cot 60 degree minus cot 60 degree, it means 1 upon root 3 and minus will be placed here. Do they same? Yes, they are same. So you have to know how to break the values to easily solve it. Okay, let's solve another example. Higher values. If I write cos 210 degree, what would you do? You do it in two ways. You will find that 180 degree plus 30 degree. I can also write this as cos of 270 degree minus 270 degree minus 60 degree. Is it okay? Let's solve the first one. First one 180 degree. So 180 degree I found that there is no change. So I write cos theta. Cos, what is theta? Theta is 30 degree. And find the quadrant which does it lies. It lies in the third quadrant. In third quadrant will be tan and cot will be positive. But here will be cos placed here, so I use minus here. So cos minus cos 30 degree is what? Cos 30 degree is root 3 upon 2 and minus will be placed here. If I see here 270 degree, so value change. So cos is changed into sine. And what is theta? 60 degree. And see in which quadrant does it lies. It lies in third quadrant. Third quadrant means tan and cot will be positive. Tan and cot will be positive. Other values are negative. Here is cos theta. So I put minus here. So minus sine theta is minus sine 60 is equal to root 3 upon 2. Both they are same. Do you understand? Yeah. Let's take more higher examples. If I use sec 240 degree, sec 240 degree, I write like this. I write it as sec 270 degree minus 30 degree. So what will be the answer? 270 degree, sec is changed into cos. No, sec is changed into cosec. Cosec. Okay, what is the angle? 30 degree. Find which quadrant does it lies. It lies in the third quadrant. Third quadrant means tan and cot will be positive, other values are negative. So I placed here, and cos secant 30 degree. 30 degree means what would be the answer? The answer will be minus 2. If you remember the value is cosecant 30, then place here. That's it. So let's solve it another way. If I do it like this, just sec theta, sec is equal to, what are the ways to write this? If I write this as 360 degree, 360 degree minus, how much is this? How much is this? Find how much is this. 360 degree, 60 from that side, 40 from that side. No, 120 degree. This cannot be solved. If I solve it as 180 degree, then what will be happen? Let's see. If I write as sec 180 degree plus 90 degree, yeah, 270 degree. No, 270, no, 240 will be here. 240. 180 degree, then what will be the next value? 180 degree and 40 and 20, 60 degree. 180 plus 60 degree. So 180 degree, no change. So I place sec here. 60 degree will be here. And find out in which quadrant does it lies. It lies in the third quadrant, and third quadrant is tan and cot. So minus sec 60 degree, sec 60 degree is equal to minus 2. Okay, do you understand, everyone? So let's take a larger example, large value example. Okay, this one is cosec theta, cosec minus plus 1125 degree. Let's solve. Cosec 1125 degree. How would you find this? I found this as cosec. Find how many 360s come here. 360, if I multiply 360 into 3, 360 into 3, 1080. 1080 is placed here. Yeah, if I place here 3 into 360, 3 into 360, 360 plus how much is remaining here? 1080, how much is remaining here? If I found that 45 degree remaining here. Okay. So what would you found? I found this as, first of all, find which quadrant does it lies. I found this as, let's draw a quadrant. This is 0. 360 degree means, if I write 360 degree here, everyone understand this question very carefully. 180 degree and 270 degree. If I runs first time as up to 360 degree, first time, this is second time, and this is third time plus 45 degree, yeah, up to here. So in which quadrant does it lies? It lies in the first quadrant. So first quadrant all will be same. It means there will be no negative is here, all is positive values. So how should I write it? I know that in 360 degree there will be no change. 360 degree there will be no change. So I write cosecant. Here is 45 degree and minus or plus, because 360 degree does not contain any minus and it lies in the first quadrant. So first quadrant will be positive for everyone. So cosecant 45 degree is root 2. That's it. This is a challenging question for you. Try to understand carefully. Let's solve another example. If I take tan 780 degree, then how should you write this? I write this as 2 into 360 degree. It means 720 degree plus how much is remaining? 60 degree is remaining. It means what should I have done? I have started from 0 and completed one circle 360 and completed another circle, that is 720 and moved 60 degree here and I am standing here. It means it lies in the first quadrant. So first quadrant everything will be positive. So written will be here tan 60 degree is equal to 1 upon tan 60 degree is equal to root 3. So plus root 3 will be your answer. Understand everyone? Yeah. So let's start with a new topic, that is complementary angle. If I say that two angles A plus B is 90 degree, I mean to say that this is a right angle triangle. This one you know that right angle triangle has a 90 degree. And what is the remaining? I give it name as A, B and C. You found this as this one angle and this one angle both are 90 degree. Angle C is equal to 90 degree, but angle B plus angle A is equal to 90 degree. I mean to say this. It means both the angles of a triangle. Okay, both the angles of a triangle. So if angle A plus angle B is equal to 90 degree, okay, then the suitable values are, you can be written as sin A is equal to cos B, or you can also write it as sin A into sec B is equal to 1. If both the angles sum will be A plus B, that is 90 degree, both the angles sum have to be 90 degree, would have to be 90 degree, then only you can follow these rules. No, you don't understand. I think you don't understand. So let's solve an example. If a sum is given here, what is that? That is written as sine 50 degree into sec 40 degree. Then what will be your answer? See, this one is the identity, that is A, angle A plus angle B. What is angle A and angle B? That is 90 degree. 50 plus 40, 90 degree. So I found that the answer is 1. So the theta values will be, sum will be 1. Okay. So let's remember all those values. Let's remember all those values. Second one, if you found anywhere A plus B is equal to 90 degree, A plus B is equal to 90 degree, remove the angle. Theta will be placed here. Okay, theta will be placed here. So you should write as tan A is equal to cot B. Okay, or you will be able to write tan A tan B is equal to 1, or you will be able to write cot A into cot B is equal to 1. These are complementary angle. Third one is, I write it as sec A. If I write sec A, then it will be cosec B. Both the angles sum will be 90 degree. Or you can write it as cos A into cosec B equal to 1. Cos A into cosec B equal to 1. Okay. And the last identity is sin square A plus sin square B is equal to 1. Remember all these values. Remember all these values, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And one more value is here. One more value is cos square A plus cos square B is equal to 1. Okay, cos square A is equal to cos square B equal to 1. Okay, do you understand everyone? If you found anywhere a sum example is given here, tan 31 degree into tan 59 degree, what will be your answer? What will be your answer? The answer will be, the sum of both the angles is 90 degree. So I found that I have studied an identity, that is tan A into tan B is equal to 1. So A plus B, so A plus B will be 90 degree. So whether A plus B will be 90 degree? Yeah, it is 90 degree. So I written as the answer as 1. Okay. If the condition have to satisfy, if A plus B is equal to 90 degree, it means complementary angle is 90 degree. Then only the suitable 4 or 5 identities will be applied here. Okay. So thank you everyone. Let's meet you in the second video, fourth part of this part, trigonometry. Thank you. If you like the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.